Hey guys, welcome to the UF Disciple. Today for unboxing, overview, and review, we have the Galax GTX 960 Hall of Fame Edition. So let's get started. Alright, so let's go ahead with unboxing this thing. Let me get the tape off the side. Yeah. There it goes. Let's pull this thing out. There we go. I didn't even rip the box. Look at that. Nice, simple black box. There we go. Foam. Ooh, look at that. Game in progress. Do not disturb. Nice. Ooh, the back's even better. Overclocking under progress. Do not disturb. I think I'll do that side instead of the gaming. Alright, then we have all of this put together. Game manual. Setup guide. Drivers. Download them from the website. Okay, let's look at the accessories. VGA to DVI. That's nice. Then we have a Molex to 8-pin. Then Molex to 8-pin, because I guess it takes two 8-pin. So let's get this out. Okay. Put you there. Put you there. Yeah. Oh my goodness. This thing is beefy. Holy smokes. Yo. Oh man. Okay. Oh man, I am thoroughly impressed at how big this is. All right, I'm gonna go get my my GTX 970 EXOC and compare these because this is too beautiful not to do. Okay, so here's the GTX 970 EXOC, which is significantly shorter, but then also like thickness wise, like this just like the what is this called? The shroud, it comes above the shroud on this. Like, that's crazy. All right, so has the Hall of Fame right there. Look at that. Then you have the nice white back plate. And then I'm going to go do some beauty shots. I think, what is this? I'll figure that out. That's a button. It's a button. All right, so going to get some beauty shots of this, do some overviewing and benchmarking, and we'll see how this performs. Look at that. Stainless steel backplate. Actually, I don't know if it's stainless steel, but it's beautiful. So let's look at it. The Galax GTX 970 Hall of Fame Edition is Galax's lowest tier Hall of Fame card. The 970 Hall of Fame features a white and gray outer shroud with 3 fans for cooling, with the outside white fans being 80mm and the inside black fan being a 90mm fan. The 970 Hall of Fame also features a custom extended all-white PCB to go with the white Hall of Fame theme. The card also features this illuminated Hall of Fame logo that lets everyone know you dropped the extra money for this card and you're super special for it. On the back, you'll also find an anodized aluminum backplate with a few more Hall of Fame logos that make sure to alert anyone who sees through your case side panels that you're rocking this card. For the output, you have 3 DisplayPort 1.2 outputs, a single HDMI port, and a single DVI port. On the rear of the card, you'll also find this HyperBoost button, which isn't labeled, mentioned in the manual, or conspicuously placed anywhere on the website. Apparently, it's supposed to be like a turbocharger for your graphics card, but for me, all it did was immediately make the fans go at full speed and sound really annoying. Power requirements, it is recommended that you have at least a 500 watt power supply, and the card requires 2 8-pin PCIe power connectors. And while we're speaking of these power connectors, what in the world, Galax? You're going for this white theme and then all of a sudden you slap on these tannish beige power connectors? This absolutely makes no sense aesthetically. Why couldn't you have just made them actually white instead of off-white? Moving on to the technical specifications, the Galax GTX 970 Hall of Fame Edition has 1,664 CUDA cores, 4GB 256-bit GDDR5 VRAM, clocked at 3,506 MHz out of the box. The 970 Hall of Fame comes with a base clock of 1,228 MHz, with my card having a GPU boost clock of 1,430 MHz. With regards to overclockability, Galax includes a 2 BIOS solution to supposedly allow for better overclocking, but in my case, and from what I've discovered with other users, the regular BIOS does a sufficient, if not better, job at overclocking the card. I was able to achieve a 5% core overclock and a 14% memory overclock for a total of 1,500 MHz on the core clock and 4,000 MHz memory clock. Pretty much on par with the top limit that I've had on other 970s. Going on to the benchmarking data, for all of the benchmarks, I ran the card with my i7-6700K, which was overclocked to 4.4 GHz and 32 GB of DDR4 2133 MHz RAM. I tested a variety of games at the highest graphics settings possible in each game with the resolutions of 1920 by 1080, 2560 by 1440, and 3840 by 2160 for 4K. I tested the GTX 970 Hall of Fame with Batman Arkham Knight, Crysis 3, Far Cry 4, Grand Theft Auto 5, Middle-earth Shadow of Mordor, Tomb Raider, and The Witcher 3. Each of these benchmarks was run both at the out-of-the-box speeds as well as with the overclock applied. Stop the video whenever you need to take a further look at the graph, since only the overall highlights will be discussed. At 4K, the 970 Hall of Fame manages over 30 FPS in every game besides The Witcher 3 while overclocked. But even The Witcher 3 is a playable 29 average with dips into the mid-20s. Not too shabby. 1440p, the card provides the average performance expected of a 970 with over 60 FPS average in most games at this resolution, and over 45 in every game whether stock or overclocked. At 1080p, again this card has great performance with several games being over 100 FPS average, and The Witcher 3 hitting 72 FPS when overclocked with its minimum frame rates not going below 60. So what's the conclusion? Well, the Galax GTX 970 Hall of Fame Edition card is certainly aesthetically the best 970 I've ever handled. It feels like a status symbol having this card in my system, and it provides a nice high out-of-the-box speed that makes it great for individuals who want good performance without having to overclock or mess with any of the settings. However, there are a few things to be considered with this card. Its custom extended PCB makes it longer than my Gigabyte 970 WindForce, and it's a pain in the butt to get in my mid-tower Bitfinex Comrade case, with the card coming in at 315 millimeters in length. Also, this card, with its super awesome cooling system with 7 heat pipes, it takes up 2.5 slots of space in the case. So just keep in mind the space requirements when you're thinking of buying this card. And coming in at $380 US and 6,399 South African Rand, it actually doesn't require too much of a price premium to get this card, and in my opinion is actually pretty good looking. And with that, I'd like to give a huge thank you to Wootware for sponsoring this video on the Galax GTX 970 Hall of Fame Edition card. Currently, they're the only retailer in South Africa carrying this card, as well as the full lineup of other Galax graphics cards. Wootware is ranked second for the best online retailer in South Africa because they have a super helpful customer support staff, and that combined with their huge selection and incredible prices on so many different pieces of computer hardware make buying your computer stuff with them a great experience. Also, keep an eye out for the Black Friday sale happening next week. It's going to be great. So if you're in South Africa, head on over to wootware.co.za to woot up your life. So that's it for my review of the Galax GTX 970 Hall of Fame Edition graphics card. Like this video if you found it helpful, dislike it if it was more disappointing than Crystal Pepsi. You can subscribe to stay up to date on future graphics card reviews videos that I have, including the rest of the lineup of the Galax Hall of Fame series. Galax Hall of Fame series. You can also use my Amazon affiliate code down in the video description to support my channel financially by buying computer things on Amazon. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Cheers.